Take two.
I'm Crystal Mallari, aka Coach Crystal.
And I am Nelson Mallari, aka Coach Nelson.
And you are at the Mallari Movement. Who are these guys?
Okay, I think we did it. Woohoo!
Crystal Mallari.
Ooh. Oh no, and of course I have to have, it always happens that way. Good job, you guys. Good job, you guys. Hey guys, and welcome. My name is Crystal Mallari, aka Coach Crystal.
And my name is Nelson Mallari, known as Coach Nelson.
It's
I'm
like,
just trying to
it's like you forgot.
Here.
Yeah, you do that, and I'll
Yeah.
see who is here. Is anyone here? My parents are here. Yay! We know that it's the long weekend. So we know that people are probably outside enjoying today's weather, which is really, really nice today. Give us a thumbs up and let us know that we are good, because it looks like we're frozen in time. So let us know, please, if we are good. Because it looks like we're frozen. Are we okay? I think we're okay. Yep.
I think choppy, but
We're good.
Yes.
We're good. All right. So today is a special edition of the Mallari Movement. If you are new to us or don't know who we are your lifestyle transformation coaches. And what that means is that it's our mission and our passion and our purpose to help our lifers to evolve into the strongest versions of themselves through functional fitness and functional faith. I am the owner of Revolve Life Coaching and Weight Loss Studio. I'm a certified personal trainer, fitness instructor, certified mindset specialist, an Adler-trained life coach and nutrition coach.
And I am her husband, Nelson.
That's the most important part.
Yes, it is. And I am the R3 operations manager at R3, and I am also one of the coaches there, and I teach kickboxing, MetaFit, and I am also a mindset specialist coach. So
this edition of the Mallari Movement is really near and dear to our heart because we wanted to share our story. A lot of our members don't even know our story and how Revolve Life came about. And it's important for us to share because Revolve Life, it's really just us in the background. It's Revolve Life epitomizes our mission to serve people, and we're not a big box gym, we're a small boutique studio with a really, really big heart. And so we wanted to share how we grew and how R3 was born. And so we're really excited, and we hope that we can share our message and let you guys know what we're all about, especially for our current R3 members. And we really want to get to know you as well. So, oh, awesome. Louise says hello, and I know Noemi is here. Hello, girls. Thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to be here because we know that it's the long weekend and it's gorgeous outside, so it really means a lot to us that you're here.
Yes, and thank you so much. And if you are watching the rebroadcast, thank you so much for joining us live. Like Coach Crystal said, this episode is going to be a very intimate one for us. And we just hope that you get something from it and that you get to know who we are and that we are able to, provide you with information that allows you to be able to possibly join us in the future in any of our challenges or whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. If you stick around to the very end, we will have an amazing gift for you guys. For those of you who are here joining us, we really appreciate your time. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. Now, I'm looking at it and it says broadcast interrupted. Can you guys give us a thumbs up and let us know if we're frozen Something is wrong. It keeps stopping. Okay, so let's see.
Just stop yours.
Technology is not our friend today. How are we doing?
Because you're taking up some web access, that's why.
Okay, so I'm going to log off, and I'm going to check back later on. If you guys have any questions or comments, we'll take a look at the very end, but make sure you stick around. I'm going to log off of Facebook just because it might be the reason why it's interrupting our broadcast. Yep. So our story, we wanted to share our individual story and let you guys know how Revolve Life came about. So I graduated from a performing arts college. My first passion and my first love is in the performing arts, and that's what I studied at Randolph School for the Performing Arts. And you know, sometimes life throws you curveballs, and they could be lessons, and they could also be blessings in disguise. And I consider getting pregnant in my second year of college truly a blessing in disguise. I was 19 years old, and I was beginning the second year of college when I found out that I was pregnant with my son. And, you know, it wasn't planned, but I truly believe that it was meant to be, and I felt that God was blessing me with this child. And so it was tough. I went to school, you know, with this growing belly, and luckily my classmates in this performing arts college were really, really supportive. So you can imagine I'd be, you know, having this growing belly. If you can picture Fame, if you remember the show Fame or the movie Fame, you had like ballerinas stretching in the hallway. You would walk by another room and there was a choir singing. You'd walk by another room and there's a person reciting a monologue. So it was that type of environment. And it was nice because they incorporated my being pregnant actually in our finale, our final musical. And so I gave birth to my son after second year of college. And as you can imagine, being in the performing arts, I put on almost 50 pounds during my pregnancy, and I'm barely over 5 feet tall. So I was pregnant and I was overweight. I wasn't just pregnant, you know, like healthy, you know, the typical women considered healthy is about 23 to 24 pounds, and I doubled that. And so I was really, really uncomfortable in my own skin giving birth to my son. Like, don't get me wrong, he was an absolute blessing, but because of the industry that I was going in, I was really, really self-conscious. You know, I was in school with, you know, stick-thin dancers and, you know, really, really good-looking people, and the industry that I was going in as well required a certain look, and or because then you'll be typecasted, right? So if you can imagine, like, this 19-year-old kid giving birth to this kid, to a baby, but I was still determined to pursue my dreams and goals. And luckily, my parents, who are here, hi mom, hi dad, were really supportive, and they helped me raise my son. And because of their support, I was able to continue my studies. But I know what it feels like to, you know, for all those new moms out there, you know, after you give birth, you don't really feel like you. You know, you look in the mirror, and you've got all these stretch marks, and, you know, you've got all this body fat on you, and yeah, you nurtured this growing person inside of you. But once you give birth, you look at yourself and you don't feel like yourself, and it really takes a toll on your confidence. And for me, I, you know, had attained an agent, and I was going out to auditions. So you could imagine the pressure that I felt to lose the weight, because when you go into an audition, the moment you walk in, you are judged just like that. The moment you walk in, they can decide whether or not you look the part. And so the pressure was on to lose the weight. So throughout that period of time, after having my son, I had a personal trainer. I was going to the gym diligently. And for you guys out there, like, you might not understand what it's like to go to an audition, But I'm sure you can relate when you go into a job interview. You know, you want to put your best foot forward. You want to show that you're confident. So I really understand for those moms out there who, you know, after having a baby, when they're trying to get back into the workforce or just trying to get healthy again, they can lose themselves because they feel like, you know, they've put on all this weight and it's not them. It's not a true reflection of who they really are. And I know how it feels that it takes a toll on your confidence. So I was fortunate enough. I worked with a trainer for a year, and I went back to school to finish college, and I'm really happy to say that I finished with honors. And at that point I had an agent and I started auditioning, and I was blessed enough to get a role right away in a production called Mamma Mia. And in that show, there's one scene where I'm wearing a bathing suit. Now, we're all wearing a bathing suit, right? But I mean, again, can you imagine wearing a bathing suit in front of like 1,300 people every night, 8 shows a week? Like, yeah, you're super self-conscious. Even though everyone else is wearing the same thing, you don't, the last thing you want to think about is how you feel on stage and being, you know, out of character because you don't feel good in your own skin. And so you know, fitness, my whole performing arts career was so important to me. Soon after that, I landed a role in Miss Saigon where I played Gigi, and she also wore these, you know, skimpy like clothing. The opening number, like we're all basically like prostitutes or dancers, and I wore this tiny skimpy thing that showed almost everything. And again, you know, I had to be fit and I had to feel good about myself. And the last thing I wanted to think about was, you know, my belly. Granted, my stretch marks are there. I am proud of my stretch marks because it's like my battle wounds, you know what I mean? It proves that I gave birth to this beautiful human being. But aside from that, I completely understand how when someone walks into R3, you know, where they put on all this weight, for example, after, you know, whether it be giving birth or they graduated from university and they put on all this weight from studying, I know how it feels. I know how it feels where you don't feel like yourself. You can't like look in the mirror. And fitness has always been super, super important to me because it truly was a reflection of whether or not I was going to feel successful in my career. And after my bout with musical theater, unfortunately, through that whole SARS incident years ago, the musical theater industry kind of waned and it wasn't as thriving as it used to be. And I had to decide whether or not I wanted to continue a career in musical theater. I knew that it came with a lot of sacrifices, and you know, I was dating you, and I knew that I wanted to get married, and my son was 4 or 5 at the time, and I knew that if I wanted a successful career, continuing my successful career in musical theater, I would have to be willing to travel. And I remember speaking with my agent. I said, unless the role is absolutely perfect for me, I'm gonna retire. So there was one last role that I auditioned for, and I actually went all the way to New York, and we were down to the last 3 people to get this role, and it was again another blessing in disguise that I didn't get it, because then I would have had to live in New York, and I don't know if I could have been away from Nelson or you know, had my son moving around, because growing up I moved around a lot. I went to 3 different elementary schools, 4 different high schools, and luckily, you know, I was good at making friends, and I joined a lot of clubs, the drama club, cheerleading, just so that I can, you know, quickly make friends. But I wanted my son to have stability, and I really wanted him ultimately to stay in one elementary school and one high school. I wanted him to grow up with these people and 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 that's what had happened, only because I decided to step back from the musical theater industry. And so I thought, okay, well, what's my second passion? And all this time, I really loved how being fit felt. How being fit felt for me. I really loved that feeling, and I could see how it changed my life, and it honestly not only gave me confidence to go into auditions, but it gave me the confidence to put myself out there and to date. It gave me confidence to, to change careers. And so I know it's more than just losing the weight. It really, really changes your life. And I could see that. And I loved performing because within that 2-hour show, I loved the fact that I could put joy in people's life, even if it was for 2 hours, that they could escape, their stresses, that they could, leave just for a few hours and escape and go into this different reality and enjoy themselves. And so I thought, how can I translate that? How can I still serve people? How can I still change people's lives? Put a smile on their face. And so with the love of fitness, because I could see what it did to my body, and with the love of performing and also wanting to change people's lives, becoming a personal trainer seemed to be the perfect fit. So I got certified as a personal trainer specialist and a fitness instructor specialist, and I worked at a big box gym and was also a fitness manager there as well. And in my own classes, I tried my best to create that community. And, it's funny because my clients that I trained in the morning and trained in the evening, and even the participants in my classes over the 5 years that I worked at a big box gym, they coined the term getting crystallized. So when one person, when they would leave my class drenched and all sweaty and like sore but feeling amazing, and then the next class was coming in, they'd be like, wow, you guys got crystallized. And I thought, you know what, like, I love how I'm impacting these people's lives, even if it's just for 30 minutes, even if it's just for 45 minutes. And with my one-on-one clients, to see them evolve from, and from being overweight, uncomfortable in their own shoes, to, becoming fit and healthy and strong and confident. I helped one of my clients, she came to me and she wanted to get pregnant, and she was actually underweight. So I helped her, put on some muscle, and she was able to get pregnant fairly soon. And I still train her to this day. And I think her son is, 5 or 6. And it's amazing to see this transformation. And I've helped women, lose the weight, to get married. They have their dream wedding dress that they want to fit into, and to see them literally walk down the aisle feeling amazing on their big day, it's undescribable. Or, to our current members right now, whom, at once upon a time couldn't run up a flight of stairs without being winded, and now are running like marathons. It blows my mind. And so after working, at this big box gym for 5 years, pretty much, I always had a dream to serve more, and to really create a place that was safe and that really felt like a family. Because the thing is, at a big box gym, because it's so big, you are a number. And I really wanted to create a place that was like Cheers, where everyone knew your name, where you felt safe, where there's no judging, where you leave all of your negativity outside and you come to a place that's like your sanctuary, and where you get fed, and where you get spiritually, mentally, and physically strong. And that was a dream of mine. And I had literally written in my journal and was creating what this place would look like, who the people I would be working with, what type of values would we share, and never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would have my husband on board now, because as I had dreamt this up and I got enough courage, the changes at the big box gym, I jumped and I thought, you know what, this is the time for me to achieve my dream and open my own place. And I didn't open it right away. I still wanted, more experience. I still wanted to, build a proper business plan. And so I was a freelance personal trainer and fitness instructor. So I worked at different locations for a good 2-3 years, actually, before I opened R3. But when that day came to open R3, I did it by myself because Nell was not well.
Mm-hmm.
He was sick, and I still pursued my dream, and I still continued with opening this business. And it was tough. It was tough to do it all by myself, And next week we'll share what that journey was all about. Literally our struggles with opening up this business, but. Suffice to say, I really truly love seeing the changes in our members. To me personally, it's more than just losing weight. It's really figuring out why you want to live a healthy lifestyle. It's really trying to find what type of life do you want to live? What is it that you want to do? What is it? Why is being overweight or unhealthy, what is it holding you back from achieving? And that's the thing. I know from personal experience, when you feel uncomfortable in your own skin, when you don't have the energy, when you don't have the confidence, it stops you. It stops you from, achieving anything, whether it be a promotion at work, whether it be dating, whether it be going shopping and trying new clothes, and you might dread it because you don't want to see what you look like, in front of the mirror. And that's what R3 is. It really is renewing, refreshing, and restoring your mind, body, and spirit. It's not to lose weight, even though we're called Revolve Life Coaching and Weight Loss Studio, it's the coaching more than anything that we hope that we do with our members. We coach them to be stronger than their excuses through our transformation challenges and through our mindset coaching. The key to truly transforming is by understanding and developing a bulletproof mindset, and that's what we do at R3, and that's what we're truly passionate about. And the byproduct of that is weight loss. But at the end of the day, I think just seeing the transformations, just seeing, how strong both physically, mentally, and spiritually our members become, that's why we do what we do. And so I just wanted to share, my love for fitness, how R3 came about, and just know that, when you join R3, you truly become a part of a family. We really care about you, and we want you to live and fulfill every goal, every dream that you have. That's what we want to do for you. And we have all the classes and the tools and the programs to help you do that. So, if that resonates with you, we want to welcome you with open arms. We always have more room to expand our family. And if you're looking for a safe place where you won't be judged, where you will be supported and be kept accountable, and become a member of a community that really cares whether you show up or not. honestly, like in my years of being a fitness instructor, jumping from different big box gyms, you know, unfortunately, you know, it's almost impossible to know everybody's name. But that's not the case at R3. The moment you become a member of our family, we know your name and you're welcome and you're well supported. And so that's
Your story,
my story.
right there. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing, Coach Crystal. Mine, I'm not saying that I'm going to top her story, but our journey, it's crazy how it started and how it happened. So, with me, I mean, I was also in the arts in a sense of dancing, and you know, just to tell you a little bit about it, I danced for over 10 years through Filipino ethnic dancing, and that was a passion of mine. It wasn't anything professional or on Broadway like where Crystal was, but you know, that was my outlet, and that was kind of a way that I got to travel and you know, have that bug to be on stage in a sense. Um, so over growing up through high school and into, you know, adolescence, I was always active in dancing. You know, and then for me, like I was raised and you know, from like a loving and caring mother that really supported me. But the thing is, like with Filipinos, it's just like, you know, they want parents want to ensure that, you know, they migrate here to Canada, want to make sure that, you know, your kids have, you know, great school to go to, have education, you know, have a great job, and then marry someone and have a family, and which is awesome, right? For Filipinos to come into and migrate to Canada, that's something pretty amazing, because it's already hard to get into like into Canada or the U.S. for foreigners. So what I loved about you know, being raised by my mother and being the eldest was just that, you know, I had to grow up fast. So, you know, I did all that. I went to school, you know, had a good education, and I went to college, and you know, here it is. I'm in the IT field now, and 16 years later, I'm still doing that. Was it something that I really wanted to do initially? I can admit and say no, it wasn't, because it wasn't something that, you know, I was initially passionate about, but it was something that I've grown to really develop and learn the skill, and you know, be a expert in my field. And the thing is, you know, with growing up, I was able to, you know, have a great job and go into the corporate world. So I've been in the corporate world for about 16 years now, and you know, as those who are in the corporate world, you know how it is, right? There's, you know, you get into that first job and you want to climb up the ladder, and I was still young, and that's what I wanted to do. And you know, when I got to a certain level, it was at that point where I think it was like in my 8th year where Crystal, or no, maybe 5th year of working in the corporate field, when I met you. And
Well, we didn't meet.
okay, well, we kind of
We technically grew up together.
Yes.
That's another story.
That's another story. But what was really awesome about that meeting or that phone call is that we shared what we were passionate about and what we liked. And you know, she knew that I danced, but I gave her more information on that, and then also that I really liked working out, because you know, back then it was just
yes.
like I wanted to, you know, keep fit and you know, just have a certain physique and certain look as well. And when I told her that, we clicked right away, and that's where it was kind of like history.
Well, yeah,
at that
because
point.
you performing was already a huge connection and love that we have,
Yeah.
and then fitness
Yes.
was huge for you, and it was huge for me too.
Yeah.
So the two things that we're both passionate about is why we reconnected.
Absolutely. And then you know, fast forward, you know, we get married, and which was literally the best day of my life. And
Aww.
I I gained a son right away, and that was what the special thing was. Where our son Jonah, I remember like he was only 4 years old when we got married in the Dominican Republic, and he just graduated high school, and we're talking. We're like, oh my gosh, where has
He's
time
going to college.
passed? He's
What?
going to college, and
Do we look like we have a kid in college? I hope not.
so that was when our journey as Mr. and Mrs. Mallaris started.
Yes.
And like Crystal was saying, that she had a dream, and I was always supportive of her, and I wanted her to fulfill that dream, and she was a go-getter. She was an entrepreneur, and I was the man that had a stable job, a corporate job. So it was only something that I wanted to ensure that I had security for, and most of you can probably relate, right? But that was the time where, with that being said, having that security and trying to climb up further into my career, there's a lot of things that come along with that, whether it be stress, whether it be staying late hours and being on call.
Yeah, you were on edge because you had a pager that could go off at any time of the day, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. You could wake up and have to deal with this issue. So you were never really like able to rest.
Yeah. But the thing was, I was okay with that because I was driving, and I was pursuing not a higher career, but a career within the company, so that I can always step up, every 2 years or every 3 years, go up to a different level, which is natural in the industry. So it was probably on my, I would say, eighth year working, and like Crystal said, she had already opened the studio by then, but it was around that same time where something had happened to me, and that was like probably the lowest part in my life, I can say.
The lowest point
in my life. And the thing all I can say about that, and we're going to go a little further with that next week, is that I went through a mental illness, and it is something that I don't wish upon anybody at all. And I can really honestly say that I got lucky, and if it wasn't for my family, for my wife, for Jonah, I wouldn't have gone out of it as quickly as I thought that I would. And so when Crystal was opened the studio, I was there. I was supporting her. But the thing is, like, I would just kind of do whatever she wanted in redoing the studio up and going through the construction and whatnot. So, but I wasn't like there as in her partner the way that I am now, right? And the thing is, when I always wanted to just have like that secure job, and that was kind of good for me. Like I was never like a dreamer per se, and I was just content. I was content with what I had. I was happy, and the thing was, I always stayed within that box, and I guess we can just say that's kind of my personality. But it was with me, going into the mental illness is where it even took me into deeper anxiety and deeper, into a depression, and that was really, really tough for me, being the eldest and being raised by a single mom who, like, I was pretty much like her partner and helping her to raise my brother and sister at that time. So, there was just a lot of things going on, even within our personal life, and the thing was, all I had to do was just kind of go through that, and we seek the proper help, got the right therapy, and going through that journey, I didn't even want to work out anymore. And this was something that I really, really loved doing beforehand. It was a part of my daily routine. It was a part of something that I always did. And all of a sudden, I just boycotted working out. Like I did not even want to touch a dumbbell. I didn't even want to go and step into a gym, which was really weird. But I had to go through that. I had to go through that journey and find it again, right? And I think what I had to do was, I had to step down from the role that I was doing at work, because I knew at that point Crystal and I had spoken, and we said, you know what, like the main focus here is to get healthy and ensure that you're back to where you used to be and you are who you are, like you, meaning Nelson, right? And that was tough for me. It was something really hard to swallow. It was my pride, it was my ego, and but you know what? It was, I think, the best call that I made and best decision that we made together. And from that point, it was just like everything just started, going up. It started moving into a different level because, through my therapy and going and just taking it day by day and healing was probably the most important part of that journey. So, and then as I got better, after 2-3 years going through and battling mental illness, I started to have the spark again to working out. And if it wasn't for you and pushing me, and you need to have that push, right? Like she didn't even know why I stopped working out, and I started gaining weight.
Yes.
I started gaining a lot
I
of
even
weight.
gained sympathy weight with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we get that. We get how, like, when one person gets weight, whether the woman gets pregnant or, like in our case, maybe one gets sick, the other partner, whether unconsciously or consciously, will gain sympathy weight.
Yeah.
And we'll share that with you also next week. But we both gained a lot of weight.
So I gained a lot of weight, and I seen myself, and it was the help of like a loved one, and I think they were just just said something, but that was kind of like the wake up call for me. And at that point I was like, okay, I had to take it slowly, right? I didn't want to go back into this and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this and whatnot. That's just not who I am. Like I usually have something in mind, and I'll do logically on how to achieve that. And with that being said, through that journey, I started working out again, and Crystal, had also mentored me in a sense of like listening to certain entrepreneurs and speakers, and there was so much within that point of learning from other people and going through and listening to their stories and reading, especially reading. I was never a reader, and being a part of a network of people that focused on business and
personal development
and personal growth was a game changer for me, because that was where I started really opening up my mind. And like I was sharing with you, I was closed-minded, and it was crazy because my mind, my heart started opening up to becoming an entrepreneur, embracing Crystal and R3 and the business. And as I continue to go on, I seen my wife. She was struggling, because either she was betrayed upon by certain individuals and whatnot, and I knew it was also taking a toll on her. And
you're sharing next week's story.
Oh, am I already? Sorry. That was something that allowed me to say, hey, you know what? I need to be there with my wife, be by her. And at that point, she was kind of like, hey, why don't you get your certification for kickboxing? Because I was in the studio a lot more, and I was getting to know a lot of the members. The members were really getting to know who I was, and I started really having that passion of fitness again. And then, I always loved boxing. And then she says, get certified in kickboxing, got certified in kickboxing. And as I was surrounded by our members and in the studio teaching, the love and passion, not so much in fitness and health, it was the love and passion in helping others. And that fulfillment goes so deep. And I'm not saying that my job in the corporate world doesn't fulfill me. I am very grateful and blessed that I still have a position where I'm at. But the thing is that the fulfillment of seeing changes of our members, seeing changes of people is amazing. And it doesn't have to be spectacular. It could be little things that they share that we speak about. And that ultimately is what drives me. And seeing the growth of myself, seeing the growth of R3, I'm starting to have a lot more dreams for us and challenges for me to always take it up to that next level, and how we can grow R3 and how we can develop as business partners, as partners, to help our tribe to be able to.
Well, don't forget to mention, because of the therapy and the books, and because now you were open-minded, me personally, I went through a life coaching certification through Adler years prior, because I knew the value in being a life coach. Because, as a personal trainer, I honestly felt like I was a therapist as well. And the thing is, we understand and we acknowledge that it's more than just eating properly and exercise. The only way that you can truly get healthy and stay healthy and live that healthy lifestyle for the rest of your life is by creating a bulletproof mindset. It all starts with the mindset. So because you were open, I had mentioned to Nelson, you know what, let's both get certified as mindset specialists. In other words, to have tools specifically tailored for those who are, struggling with their weight, that are struggling with their health. And because we want to give our members the tools to stop self-sabotaging themselves. The crazy thing is, you start thinking that your excuses are actually real. You start thinking that all of those, what we call bound nature or automatic negative thoughts, we think that all those ants are real, but they're not. And what we do through our mindset coaching, and now that you're a certified mindset specialist, you even have a better passion and understanding for our members, because you know that it's more than just, the numbers on the scale. That again, you stepping on the scale and seeing that you lost 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 pounds, that's fantastic. That's great. Of course we celebrate that. But more importantly, it's what we see in the changes in the mind.
Yes. And that's where I was headed to, but
thank
you for explaining that all.
I thought you were going to miss that important
no,
part.
No, it wasn't. So, long story short, that was something that was the epiphany of where I transformed, was doing the mindset coaching. And our mentor was amazing, and he taught us a lot of tools. We did growth work, and we did homework, if that's what you want to call it. But I came out of that particular mentorship like a new man with a dream, with a deeper and greater mindset of awareness. And
that's what we want to share.
Yeah.
That's what we're passionate about, is that we understand, because we both have had our struggles, and we both know what it's like to be uncomfortable and to be overweight, and to have that really stop you from moving forward and feeling your best and feeling good about yourself, about living your life, really. And I'm not trying to be cheesy, but it really truly stops you from living your life to its fullest, because life is short, and we only want our members to enjoy this short life that they have, healthy and free and confident and loving themselves. And that's why,
and just having fun.
yeah,
And just enjoying.
and realizing the greatness within you and how truly awesome you are. And sometimes it takes a coach and accountability and a community that really cares about you to find that within you, because after, different trials and tribulations, gym memberships, weight loss programs, supplements, crash diets, you give up.
Yeah.
And then you just succumb to the fact that this is how it is. I'm always going to be overweight. I'm always going to be tired, and people give up. And why we love our members and why we love what we do is that we want to show you that no, as long as you have a deep enough why, as long as you know that nothing is impossible. The word itself is I'm possible, and you truly are. And that's why we want to now invite you. Our doors are opening for our next 8-week transformation challenge, and this 8-week transformation challenge is that it's truly a transformation. It comes with a workout program tailored for beginners and advanced exercisers. It comes with live workouts where you're literally working out live with Coach Nelson and I. We are your at-home personal trainers. You log on the web portal, and every morning we take you through a 30-minute weight training workout. You're in the comfort of your own home, but we're working out literally with you live. It's in real time. It's not just a taped, DVD, or it's not just an automated recording. We're literally sweating with you. Yeah. So and so is everyone else in the challenge. So it's nice to know that you're going through this together. And then, of course, if you do live near R3, you have unlimited exclusive access to all of the classes that we offer at R3, such as kickboxing, such as boot camp, Pilates fusion. We have a slew of amazing classes to help you get fit and strong. And then we have a nutrition program, and we're rolling out something new where we will provide those who sign up a questionnaire, and within that questionnaire, we will determine which one of our nutrition programs is best for you. We offer Nutrition 101. It's a very basic program where you learn things like portion control, how to get more veggies and water into your diet, very simple things, but sometimes it's those little things that make the biggest difference. And then for those who have really hit a plateau or need more structure, we have one of our resident nutrition coaches who will lead you through the fast metabolism diet. And the newest diet that we've introduced, or it's more like a lifestyle that we introduced, is the keto lifestyle, the ketogenic lifestyle. These 3 programs are offered through our challenge, but through a personalized questionnaire, we can really tailor which one is best for you, because we know every body is different.
Right, and then we want you to become the expert of your own body, and that's why we have these 3 avenues for you to be able to, test out and see where your body is with nutrition.
And which one will best achieve your personal goals. And then lastly, 2 more things actually. One of the most important parts, which you can tell is the most important to us, is the mindset coaching. So you get these amazing tutorials that you watch at your own time and your own convenience, and you complete growth work, kind of like journaling. It's amazing because whatever you put down on paper becomes your reality. We're true believers of that. That's how R3 was born. It was only a dream that I wrote on in my journal, and it became a reality. So achieving your goals, we teach you how to journal. We have gratitude exercises. We really help you develop that positive mindset when you feel like you've hit a plateau or you're about to give up. And then lastly is the community. Honestly, you can't put a dollar amount on the community. It's amazing to feel supported and loved and cared for and surrounded by like-minded people who everyone just wants to live a healthy lifestyle. And it's amazing because we celebrate small and big wins, both in our closed Facebook support group as well as inside our studio. Now, if you don't live anywhere near our physical location, that's okay, because there is an online version that's also available to you. We have members across Canada and the US who have joined our challenge and have seen amazing transformations. And speaking of transformations, we want to share with you a couple of in-house transformations. Meet Colette, Toby, Adriano, and Tanya.
I'm Tanya.
I'm Adriano.
Hi, my name is Colette Gardner.
And my name's Toby Gardner.
First, we both joined in September with a challenge. So the experience was very different because right away it was involved. We had accountability with Coach Crystal. The workouts were nothing like I had ever done before.
Together we motivate each other. We push each other to show up, to work out, and we support each other. So if push each other to do our best.
Definitely a different feel than the big box gyms. You know, we talk about community, more about family and friendships, people that care when you come, what you do, but don't push you beyond your limits and time limits. Your limits. Benefits include like higher energy, more energy, obviously better fitness, stronger, able to compete stronger in other sports. There's a lot of benefits to working at R3.
I feel for myself, I have become stronger, more dedicated to my workouts and personal strength and goals.
I actually think it's more beneficial to work out without machines. Machines are very structured. They don't provide as much of a workout as you do when you work out without machines, and that's a trend. That's the future right now.
So guys, don't miss this awesome opportunity and click below.
We'll see you guys on the other side. So if you want more information, or if you're already interested in getting on our early bird list, our early bird allows you the opportunity to save 30%. So we're going to add the link where you can get more information and exactly what the challenge entails, and also the link to reserve a spot on our early bird list where we're going to get you the coupon code that you can apply to save 30%. The challenge starts September 29th, but the early bird list to save 30% is for only a limited time, which is why we want you to get on board, get some more information, and reserve your spot.
So thank you so much for taking the time and allowing to hear our story and knowing us a little better and how we want to make a difference through R3
and how we want to serve you.
So thank you, and we will see you
next week
at the same time.
And we're going to share our struggles.
Yes, we will.
So thank you so much for joining us. Never forget how awesome you are.